Hey there, planeswalkers. This is randomgamechannel with more Magic the Gathering. This time, I'm gonna go over a deck building exercise that you can do at home, either with your own cards that you have physically, or if you want to be more digital or you don't have a lot of cards at home, I think you could still do something here. So I'll try to remember to link my Archidekt folder in the video's description. But before I go any further, I just want to give a big shout out to Onik from the Facebook group Magic the Gathering Beginners Group. Thank you for always answering my questions. When I asked about the Jumpstart booster packs and about the cube, you're very helpful to me, and I appreciate you always setting aside some time to help me out. Yeah, thank you. Coming back to what this video is about, this is a deck building exercise where you want to create a cube out of Jumpstart booster packs. So what's Jumpstart? Jumpstart is basically you take one booster pack, you combine it with another Jumpstart booster pack, you mash them together and you get a functional deck, a 40 card deck. They're always going to be, well, not always, but generally they're going to be mono-colored. So, you know, like white, blue, red, green, black. I think I got all of them. And each Jumpstart booster should have, you know, about 12 spells and 8 lands. One of them being like, you know, either Evolving Wilds or one of the Thriving lands. Like, for example, I think one of them is like Thriving Heath, thing like that. Just to give you a little mana fixing. But why Jumpstart? Why a cube? Why am I talking about this as a deck building exercise? Well, you're designing half a deck, and for a cube, you kind of want to have enough boosters to give everyone a variety of different playstyles to play with. So that's kind of what I got here, and you kind of want to do your best to give an equal representation of each color, which I kind of did. I just kind of bought extra boosters over time to support the LGS, so the balance might be a little bit off. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at each of these. We're going to examine the name of the Jumpstart booster, and then we're going to like break it down and talk about how to design each of these. And hopefully when I talk about this stuff, it gives you an idea of like how to build a deck around a specific theme, and then from there try to add cards that would kind of make sense for the theme that you're trying to expand on. Alright, so just a disclaimer, some of these are pre-built boosters that I bought, and some of them aren't. I don't think I left a note in each of these, so we'll see. So let's check out Angels. Now, did I leave a note? Of course not. I only started leaving notes like the last quarter of that process. So let's see. I definitely do not have an extra copy of Giada, so I think this is actually a one that I bought. So the theme here is angels, right? So you kind of want to find cards that have angels in them, depict angels, or in some loose sense, kind of angelic or peaceful, right? Because angels are like peaceful things, right? So let's start with going left to right, I guess. Sorry with all these ads. I'm poor, so I don't have money to support these wonderful people and remove the ads. Alright, so Herald of the Sun. Angel, right? It makes sense. Put a 1/1 counter on another target creature with flying. That's cool. Youthful Valkyrie. Another angel comes out, put a 1/1 counter on it. Another angel here, Inspiring Overseer. Just ETBs, gain life, draw a card. So angels would be a little more straightforward, right? You just want a bunch of angels. So just flying vigilance. You want to have like a balance when you're designing something like a Jumpstart booster. Like you want some cheap costing spells and creatures, and maybe 2 or 3 high cost cards. Like here's the third one. That way you don't just all have weak creatures. And then here's the 7 planes and 1 evolving wilds. Each Jumpstart booster is always gonna have this amount of lands. So let's see, creatures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 non-creature spells. So yeah, Shelter, it depicts an angel in there. Angelic Intervention, same thing. She kind of turned into an angel, wings and all that. And Gyada's an angel. So you can put like anthems and stuff in here. You kind of want to put cards that will help support the, I guess you could say, I don't know if this is the right word that we use anymore, like tribal. But try to build the deck where it supports the tribe, right? Which in this sense is the theme. So you want to have a little bit of removal, or stuff to tie up the creatures. It could be something like destroy evil. Not the exact copy that I have. I kind of just entered everything. Didn't really bother to choose the one that specifically matched the card I had physically. And it the cards don't even have to have an angel in it all the time. Like you could kind of base it on like the title of the card, right? The Light of Hope, that looks angelic, right? Very peaceful. Pacifism. Picture doesn't really look like it, but pacifism, peace, right? Angels are peaceful creatures. And just the last creature, another angel. This one's you reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, when each opponent casts his or her first spell of the game, counter that spell unless the player pays 1. Flying, whenever an opponent casts a spell, counter it unless the player pays 1. So a nice way to kind of give your creatures kind of like pseudo ward, right? Ward 1. So yeah, again, this one's a little more straightforward. Angels, right? So this one, I believe, is one that I actually made. Cats are cool. Alright, so this one's also a little bit more straightforward. But I think when we look at the other ones, it kind of takes a little more of a free hand at the name here. Alright, so cats are cool. What can you expect in a Jumpstart booster like this? Oh, probably cats, right? So let's see how I did that. And hopefully this gives you ideas about how to kind of start designing your own deck. Because like when I look at the Facebook group, I often see people asking like, well, how do I design a deck? Well, first off, it really depends on what format, right? Be it Commander, Pauper, Standard, Modern, right? You should probably look into the format that you want to play in, and then kind of look at that, because each format has a little bit of different rules, especially if you're going from Commander to Standard, right? A ban list and all that. But what we're doing here is to give you a jump start, right? A jump start into the idea of how to build around a theme, and then from there you can kind of, take bits and pieces of this stuff that you learn here into the different formats. Because I think this is like a very basic thing that people need to kind of like learn about before they need to kind of worry about larger details. So yeah. Alright, so cats. King of the Pride. It's a cat. Anthem, I think that's what you would call it, right? There! Everything's labeled. So this one, other cats get +2/+1. White Mane Lion, just lets you bounce stuff, protect your own creatures. Main Serval is just a vigilance cat. Angelic Gift, well, cats are an angelic gift to mankind because they're such a cool thing to have in your life. Wish I could have a cat, but I can't. Again, land count is going to be 8. I don't think that's really going to change. Some other creatures are Prowling Felidar. Landfall. Land enters battlefield. Under your control, you put a 1/1 counter just to make it a big old fat cat, basically. A little bit of life gain. Sacred Cat. Lifelink. You can embalm it, exile it from your graveyard, and then you can make it a token copy of this card. Alright. Some other stuff. Due diligence. Well, with some cats you really gotta pay your due diligence so they don't totally wreck your house and like destroy your furniture. Due diligence also, just make sure you don't step on them when you're walking in the house. Alright, and then last of all, the Regal Caracal. This is a cool one. Other cats you control get 1/1 have lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelink. Alright, a little straightforward, right, cats? Shelter. Well, you want to make sure you provide your cat with a good shelter and a nice home. Make sure they're comfortable. Alright. Oh, forgot there's another cat. This big dude right here. Jareth. Leon and Titan. So when it blocks, it gets 7/7. You can pay 1 white. Gains protection until end of turn. Protection from your choice of color. A Dawn Charm. Alright, so that's why I kind of stretched the bounds of this a little bit. Looks kind of like a necklace that you would put on a cat or something, right? Right? This one's just here to prevent all combat damage that be dealt this turn, regenerate a target creature, or counter a spell that targets you. A Boon of Safety. Though some cats like to bite and scratch a little bit, so you're definitely gonna wish you had a Boon of Safety, right? Right? Okay. I tried to make it funny. Who knows if I succeeded or not. Well, that is cats are cool, okay? So hopefully you kind of got a sense for, like, you know, picking an idea or a thing that you want to play with and then building around it, right? It doesn't always have to be strictly, you know, literal sense, like, you know, cats. Like, everything's got to have a cat in it. Can, you know, kind of bend the rules a little bit. Alright. Doctor. Oh, I misspelled junk. Some of these I did late at night, so yeah. Sleepy. Misspelled. Alright. So Doctor, what do you think is gonna be in a booster, a Jumpstart booster called Doctor? Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not rich enough to have grabbed any Doctor Who cards, so they're not in this. But what do you think of when you hear or see the word doctor, right? They help people. They help them, you know, overcome whatever health issue that they have, or they should. So in this deck, there's going to be a lot of stuff that has life link, things to gain life, like this card. This one here is when this enters, if you control artifact or enchantment, this gets 1/1 and gains life link until end of turn, or when this attacks, I mean. Land is the same. Let's see what else. Angel of Mercy. I could have had that in the Angel deck, but we're putting it in the Doctor deck. Enters, you gain 3 life. Let's see, life link, and you can pay 5 to get 3/3 on a turn. A little pricey. Brightmare enters. Tap up to 1 target creature, you gain life equal to that creature's power. Okay, you kind of see the direction I'm trying to take this deck in, right? Lifelink. Life gain, right? So this one's enchant creature. Whenever you gain life, put that many 1/1 counters on this creature. Not necessarily granting life gain or anything like that, but works off of getting life gain. Moment of Heroism. I really like this card. I always did, even way back in the day. This one just pumps a creature. 2/2 gains lifelink. Swift response. Doctors should swiftly respond to patients' needs, although a lot don't. This one is just destroy target tapped creature. I needed something for her, the removal. So that's loosely fitting into the theme, right? Secure the scene. Exile target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white soldier creature token. So kind of like a medic, you know, or a paramedic. They arrive on scene, they secure it, make sure that the patient is going to survive, and then they transport them to the hospital, right? That was kind of loose too, but you kind of see what I'm doing. Like, even if it's not like 100% on theme, you can kind of twist the deck building rules a little bit, right? Alright, Griffin Airy, or however you say that. Begin your end step, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, create a 2/2 white Griffin creature token, right? Speaker of the Heavens. Vigilance and Lifelink. Create a 4/4 white angel creature token with flying. Activate only if you have at least 7 or more life than your starting life total. So again, I hope you saw that the theme here was basically lifelink, life gain, right? Get life, gain life. get life, right? So yeah. Alright, enchanted. What do you think is going to be in the enchanted Jumpstart booster? Okay. Alright, so this one is probably easy to guess, right? It's going to have a lot of enchantments or enchantment creatures, okay? Or things that involve enchantments. First one, Favorite of Heroes. Whenever a enchantment you control enters, this gains double strike until end of turn. Flutter Fox. It's just really cool art, right? But this one is, as long as you control an artifact or enchantment, it has flying. Angelic Gift is an enchantment that helps with card draw, gives something flying. And the coolest dog ever, the Spirited Companion. It's an enchantment creature, but you draw a card. Land count, same thing. Golden Tail Disciple, lifelink, enchantment creature. Okay. Indomitable Will, enchantment aura. Creature gets 1/2. A Sunblade Samurai. That's really cool art. Enchantment creature. I kind of see where I'm going with this. It's enchantments, enchantment creatures, enchantment auras, or things that involve it. This one's discard Sunblade Samurai, search your library for basic planes, reveal it, put it in your hand, gain 2 life. Alright, Archon of Falling Stars. When it dies, you may return target enchantment card from graveyard to battlefield. Vanishing Light, enchantment that exiles target non-land permanent until it leaves. Dreadful Apathy, enchant creature can't attack or block. Pay 3 to exile it. Archon of Sun's Grace. Flying lifelink. Pegasus creatures you control have lifelink. However, when an enchantment you control enters, create a 2/2 white Pegasus creature token flying. Samila, Militian, Militian? I don't know how to say it. The poet, bard. Whenever you cast your first enchantment spell each turn, create a 2/2 white nymph enchantment creature token. Beginning combat, if you control 5 or more enchantments, the poet gets 4/4, gains lifelink until end of turn. Alright, so that's enchanted. Alright, so what about engineering marvels? Alright, what do you think is going to be in this Jumpstart booster? And how do you think I'm going to build around this design of engineering marvels, right? Let's see. Alright, so in this Jumpstart booster pack, let me just close the ads again. Let's just take a brief look here. What can you see in this little preview here? Well, first thing you probably notice is that there's a lot of different artifacts, right? Specifically constructs and vehicles, right? So engineering marvels kind of implies that someone built a thing that is of not the natural world. Alright, specifically from the Mirrorsmith. That's just how I'm playing it. But anyways, this is going to involve a lot of artifacts, right? So this one's artifact creatures, Anthem, our other artifact creatures you control get 1/1. This vehicle has trample, needs crew of 1, So I just need to tap a creature that has 1 power to crew it. When it attacks, put a 1/1 counter on it, right? This one right here, Demolition Stomper. God damn, this card. Total beast when you crew it with that 1 dwarf creature that gives it first strike. And then I had something to give it trample. That was a tough horde match. Yeah. That I played in real life with my friends the week prior to this. Yeah, this one can't be blocked by creature with power 2 or less. You need a crew with 5. So you need to tap any number of creatures, and then if they total power 5 or more, they crew it. Thundersteel Colossus, Trample Haste, crew of 2. Alright, land the same, 8 total. One of them being Evolving Wilds or one of the Thriving Lands. Okay, so this one I decided kind of needed some like ramp because these spells are kind of expensive, right? So this one just makes artifacts cost 1 less. Honored Heirloom, tap any mana 1 color. If you really need to, you can exile target card from graveyard. Monolith, pay 3, tap 1, right? Pilgrim's Ride just lets you go search for a basic land, put in your hand. Renegade Map enters taps, but you can sack it by tapping it to go search for a basic land. Same thing with Skating Surveyor, it's like Pilgrim's Eye. And you got Mishra's Self-Replicator, where you cast a historic spell. You may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Mishra's Self-Replicator. So, historic spells are artifacts, legendaries, and sagas. And then the one leading the group is Mirrorsmith. Pretty sure a lot of people might have seen this already. But Mirrorsmith is, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, create a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token. So yeah, that will help you crew the vehicles. And yeah, kind of token theme here, sub theme in addition to just having artifacts. Man, throat's getting dry, talking so much. Get some water. Get a cough drop for my throat hurts. Okay. So hopefully you kind of got the sense of what this deck is trying to achieve. Again, you pick an idea or a theme and you try to build around it. Just keep in mind, it doesn't always have to be, you know, literal 1-for-1. Like cats. I gotta have all the cat cards. It's okay. As long as it's kind of tied to it some way still, that's fine. So yeah. We have a lot to go through. I don't know if I'm going to go through all of them, because my throat's starting to hurt actually. Heavily armored. Alright, so what do you think is going to be in the heavily armored deck? I don't remember, so we're going to check it out. Was this something that I bought or built? Opened from a booster. Okay. This one was not designed by me. Bastard's Acolyte returns again. Heavily armored. I assume it's buffing creatures because it's giving the 1/1 counter. So maybe this is about big creatures, 1/1 counters, making things big. Which at quick glance here, I think that's what's happening here. Got kind of a big creature. I'm starting to see a lot of 1/1 counter stuff here. So yeah. Cathar's Crusade. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That's a pretty good spell. Makeshift Battalion. I have this card. It is junk worthy. It's perfect for what I do. Has my favorite keyword, battalion. Whenever Makeshift Battalion and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, kind of see the theme, right? Getting big and going big. Hence the name of heavily armored, right? Alright, so Patron of the Valiant. When it enters, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control on the 1/1 counter. So making stuff has counters get bigger. Tempered Veteran. Tap to put a counter on it. Oh, counter on target creature, a counter on it. Pay 6 to put 1 on target creature. Expensive. Siege Striker, double strike. Whenever it attacks, tap any number of untapped creatures. Gets 1/1 for each creature tapped this way. Alright, so not 1/1 counters related, but it can get pretty big if you have a lot of creatures to tap for it. Lightwalker has flying as long as it has the counter on it. Bulwark Giant, heavily armored, right? It's got a big ass shield. See, this one's enters, gain 5 life. Battlefield Promotion, put a 1/1 counter, target creature gains first strike, gain 2 life. Gird for battle, just giving creatures a 1/1 counter. And another cool dog, the Trusty Retriever. Enters, you choose one, give a 1/1 counter to it, or return artifact or enchantment from graveyard to hand. Secure the scene, we've seen this one already. This exile target non-land permanent. This dude looks heavily armored, right? I think they just need to have something for the removal. Plus it confiscated a lot of stuff in the background, so heavily armored. Alright, so this one could be a little more difficult to judge or ascertain how the deck is going to be built, right? So hopefully when we went through this together, you kind of saw how they took this idea of heavily armored and built a deck around it. Alright, Life Finds a Way. I think I built that one. Yeah. Okay, so this one, probably easy to guess. A lot of life gain, right? This one is whenever you gain life, pay 2, draw a card. You can pay 4, create a 1/1 white soldier creature with lifelink. Revitalize, cool art. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Oh, what? Sometimes when you use Archidekt, it does this funky thing where it just adds extra cards for whatever reason. I don't know. Aerial Responder, another really cool card I always want to make a deck around. Flying Vigilance Lifelink. You got the trifecta of cool. Angelic Chorus. Whenever a creature enters under your control, you gain life equal to its toughness. A Fountain of Renewal, beginning up, keep you gain a life. Sack it with 3, draw a card. Another really cool card I like building decks around is the Healer's Hawk. There's 2 of them. Also, another thing with Jumpstart booster packs, typically they're singleton format, singleton deck building restrictions. But you can kind of be loosey-goosey if you kind of ran out of cards, like me. Heron of Hope. When you gain life, you gain that much plus 1. You pay 2 to get lifelink within a turn. Excuse me. Impassioned Orator. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain a life. Soul Warden, kind of like the same thing. Victory's Herald. Whenever it attacks, attacking creatures gain flying and lifelink until end turn. Okay. Sigil of New Dawn. Whenever a creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, you can pay 2, return it to your hand. So why did I put this in here? Life finds a way? Well, that's kind of like a recursion, right? Things die and it will find a way to go back into your hand so you can play it again. Right? Hopefully that kind of made sense, right? Life finds a way and recursion. That's a nod to Jurassic Park, the first movie, where Ian Malcolm, I think that's him, says life finds a way. Let's see. Spend a night in jail. So, had to scratch my ear because it got itchy. Alright, so what is spend a night in jail? Why did I spell it as the word night and not night as in night time? Little play on words there. I'm just kind of trying to be a clever dummy. But what is it? What can you guess about the title here of what this deck is going to be about? Alright, so well, let's take a quick look. You can see a lot of stuff that has knights. Alright. So you kind of get the sense now that it's going to revolve around having a lot of creature cards that involve knights. But also, why in jail? Well, it's all about the removal. We'll get to that in a second. So, going left to right, the Knowledge Marshal. It's a knight creature that gives Anthem 1/1 to other creatures that you control. Valiant Knight, kind of the same thing, specifically calling out for knights. You can pay 5, all knights gain double strike. Acclaimed Contender enters. If you control another knight, look at the top 5 of your library, reveal a knight, aura, equipment, or legendary artifact from among them, put it into your hand. For the rest of the bottom library, random order. Land is the same. Danitha. I wish I had this particular copy because it looks cool. First strike, Vigilance, lifelink, aura, and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to chaos. Important because now we're going into why it's the in jail portion of this deck. Right. So first one here, Archidekt Tactician. It's one of those weird splitty cards, I don't know what you call it, but basically it has an adventure part to it and the creature side. So generally you kind of want to get more bang for your buck, right, by playing the instant spell first, or whatever this is here on the left side. And then this temporarily goes to exile. Then you can pay the creature cost to summon it later. So this one is Dizzying Swoop. Tap with the 2 target creatures, then exile this card, blah 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 blah. Pay the 3 to make a 2/3 flying humanoid creature. Citizen's Arrest. When it enters, exile target creature, planeswalker opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Luminous Bonds. Chant, creature can't attack or block. Prison Realm. This is enters, target creature, planeswalker, exiles until it leaves the battlefield. When it enters, scry 1. Prison sentence, it's all kind of the same thing, right? Same thing with Opta Arrest. So that's the in jail part. Okay, Lina, Selfless Champion. When it enters, create a 1/1 white soldier creature. For each non-token creature you control, you can sack it. Creatures you control have power less than Lina's. become indestructible now turn. So yeah. Worthy Knight. Whenever you cast a spell, what you have a lot of, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Alright, so as you can see, spend a night in jail was a little, you know, foofy, a little fancy with the wording. You can kind of get creative with, right? And then you can just build around knights and putting people in jail. I need to temporarily pause, and we're back. Alright, let's go to Bookworm. So what do you think we're gonna find in the Bookworm deck, right? Why Bookworm? Let's check it out. Alright, so what can you see right away that might tell you why Bookworm? I think this is one that I did not make. I didn't add a description to it. I'm pretty sure this one wasn't me. But taking a quick look, you can see a lot of stuff that has like card draw, right? So first one, draw your second card, gains flying. So okay, things that will allow you to draw cards and things that will benefit off of you drawing multiple cards. So right, Bookworm, you're drawing cards from your library. What do libraries have? They have a ton of books, right? Makes sense, right? So this one here, Sky Eel School, enters, draw a card, discard one. Muse Drake, draw a card. The Phantasmal Shield back, becomes target spell ability, sack it. When it dies, draw a card. Reckless Scholar, you just tap it, draw a card, then discard. Sir Eleanor the Discerning, powers equal to number of cards in your hand, so you want to draw a lot of cards. When it enters, you draw a card. Spells your opponent's cast at target, Sir Eleanor costs 2 more. Teferi's Aegis Insight. If you draw a card, except the first one, you draw a card. Hold on. If you would draw a card, except the first one you draw on each of your draw steps, draw 2 instead. That doesn't make sense. You draw a card, except the first one, so you need to, like, you know, draw 2 times, and then this will kick in, I guess. Uncomfortable Chill. Creatures your opponent controls get -2/0. You draw a card. Witching Well. Just scry 2 when it enters, and you can sack it before to draw 2. Fairy Vandal. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a 1/1 counter on it, which is probably going to happen a lot. This one is a little bit different. They did add in this kind of like special land. Usually it's basic land plus a thriving land. This case I just use Evolving Wilds to make it easy. Make it the whole same thing for the cube. Drag under, return target creature to hand, draw a card, Starlight Snare. Enters, tap target creature. Does it untap during its control's untap step. This one's a bit of a stretch. I don't think that necessarily fits in with the theme, but hey, you know, you need something for removal, right? What are you gonna do? Alright, Copycat's Misdirection. This one I made, but I don't think I did it very well. I think it might have been one of the first few that I did. Alright, so what do you think of what could potentially be in here when you have a name like Copycat's Misdirection? Maybe you'll be copying a lot of stuff, and maybe you'll be bouncing a lot of things. I don't know. Yeah, see again that 21 cards, and for some whatever dumb reason, Archidekt added in an extra land, so we're just gonna remove that. I don't know why it does that. Alright. Going left to right. Exile up to 2 target creatures you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Draw a card. Okay, so this is basically, if I'm seeing this right, you're bouncing things. It's in the blink column. Alright, theft column. Inevitable betrayal. Suspend 3. So paid 3, exile it with 3 time counters on it. Beginning of your upkeep, remove a time counter. Then you remove the last one you cast it. Okay, so search your opponent's library for a creature card, put it into the battlefield under your control. Okay. So it's kind of like, look at the hand over here while the other one steals your wallet kind of thing. Copy Crook. May have it become a copy of any creature on the battlefield, except it has whenever this creature attacks, it connives. Draw a card, then discard a card. If you discard a non-land, put a 1/1 counter on it. Alright, so we're actually coming into the part where we're copying stuff at this point. Mirror image is kind of the same thing. It becomes a copy of any creature except the stuff I control. Vizier of Many Faces. We have this creature enter as a copy of any creature on the battlefield except this creature was embalmed. Token has no mana cost. It's white and is a zombie in addition to its other types. So basically it just becomes a copy of Vizier of Many Faces, which will then become a copy of whatever the thing you want to copy. Alright, Mirage Mockery. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact you control, or create a token that's a copy of target non-artifact creature you control. You pay 3. Choose both if you pay the Entwine cost. So I guess Entwine is you pay the normal cost of the spell plus this, so 6 total. If I'm seeing that right. Next one is Uninvited Geist. And Skulk can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. When it deals combat damage to player, transform it for Untapped Trespasser can't be blocked. So why did I put this in here? Misdirection, unblockable. I guess it kind of makes sense, right? You think you can block it, but you can't. Will Bender. When it's turned face up, change the target spell or ability with a single target. Alright, so there's the misdirection part. Hydroelectric Specimen. Flash enters battlefield, may change the target of target instant or sorcery spell with a single target to... can't shorten that. Enters the battlefield, you may change the target of target instant or sorcery spell with a single target to Hydroelectric Specimen. So I guess you're just changing the target to this card. Splashy Spellcaster. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a sorcerer role token attached to up to one other target creature you control. Why this? If you control another role in it, blah blah blah. It gets 1/1, has whenever it attacks, scry 1. I guess playing misdirection on yourself by scrying. Eaten by piranhas. Enchanted creature loses all abilities as a black skeleton creature with base power and toughness 1/1. Alright, so misdirecting the opponent's creatures by making it tiny. Mass diminish. Creatures target player controls have base power and toughness 1/1. You can flashback for 4 to play it again from your graveyard, then you exile. Alright, yeah, that makes sense because you're kind of misdirecting your opponent. Okay. Cool, so hopefully you saw kind of like the theme and the idea that I was going with for this one. And then you just have one that says no. Or I skipped it. Draw the future. Alright, this one might be easy. What do you think is in Draw the Future? Alright. You're probably seeing right away that there's a lot of cards that lets you draw a card. I don't know if I want to keep reading through all these. Maybe a few more, because my throat's getting tired. So Temsis, I'll sing, draw 2 cards, then discard 1. When it deals damage to the opponent, you may reveal your hand. If cards with at least 6 different converted mana costs are revealed this way, that player loses the game. I always thought this was kind of a cool card. Very hard to do win condition, I think. But cool, I always wanted to make a deck around it. Curiosity. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to the opponent, you draw a card. Divination just gets you 2 cards. Geist of the Archives. Beginning your upkeep, you scry 1. Kind of like drawing almost in a way. Precognitive Perception. This will draw 3 cards. If you cast a spell during your main phase, instead scry 3, then draw 3. Spectral Sailor. Flying Flash, pay 4 to draw a card. And another really cool card I always wanted to make a deck around, which I kind of did back in the day when this was in the Ravnica thing. When it deals combat damage, you draw a card. I always put something to make it unblockable, and no problem, right? Phase Dolphin. Whenever it attacks another target creature that's attacking can't be blocked this turn. Don't know why I put that in there. It doesn't really draw you any cards. But I guess you're drawing the attack out. Pay 3, target can't be blocked this turn. Okay. Bookcase? You're drawing from your library? Huh? Alright, Cyber Cryptomancer. Yeah, this one was kind of a flavor fail on this one. There's nothing really drawing the future on this. Spell Shield. Yeah, kind of a flavor fail on this one too. But the last one works. Gifts Ungiven. Search your library for up to 4 cards with different names and reveal them. Target opponent chooses 2. Those cards, put the chosen cards in your graveyard, the rest into your library. So it's kind of like drawing, you're getting cards from your library. Okay. So let's draw the future, a lot of things that get you stuff from the library. Alright. Yeah, my throat's getting really tired. I don't know if I can go through the rest of these. Yeah, I don't know. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, maybe we can do one more, make it a nice even 12. So, what do you think you're gonna find in something called Inventive? Maybe something that's artifact related. artifact related. A little bit of a repeat for the cards. Eager Construct, you just scry one. Prophetic Prism, draw a card, pay one, get one mana any color. Gear Seeker Serpent, cool art, always wanted to use it. Affinity for artifacts, so colorless cost reduced by 1 for each artifact you control. Pay 6, unblockable until turn. Filigree Attendant, power is equal to the number of artifacts you control. There you go again, Archidekt doing something dumb, adding the extra land when I don't want it. Ornithopter Paradise, tap it, add 1 mana of any color. Removal, blink of an eye, turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, draw a card if it's been kicked. That's kind of, I guess, a flavor fail. Bury in books. Well, let's see. Cost 2 less to cast if you target attacking creature. Put it on its owner's library, second from the top. Alright, so inventive, sometimes you gotta be book smart first, right? There's a lot of books in here. Gilded Scuttler. Can't be blocked. It's an artifact creature. When it enters, tap target creature opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. So it won't untap during the next upkeep. Experimental Aviator is just more artifact creatures. You got Psy, Master Thopterus, makes 1/1 Thopter flying when you cast artifacts. World Maker, you pay 4, tap it, make a Thopter. Yeah, that one's inventive. Jumpstart Booster. Okay, yeah, I'm getting tired. I don't think I can read through the rest of this, but how about this? Everybody who's ever watching this, you're gonna get a little bit of homework. Okay, here's your homework assignment. So what I would like you to do is take a look at the rest of these Jumpstart Booster packs and kind of try to guess what you think the rest of these kind of themes are going to involve, right? So no, what do you think could be in there? Trixie? What's Trixie about? Maybe there's a lot of things that like mess with your opponents. What's Colpo Racho? You probably understand what this is a reference to if you played Vampire Survivors, right? What's in Vampire Survivors? Or what are they always trying to find? For Mordor? What the heck do I mean by that? You're gonna have to do your homework. Kill the Head? What the heck do I mean by that? What could it be a reference to? Turn and Burn? Maybe that one might be a little more straightforward. Goblins, well, you can never go wrong with goblins. Looking for dragons? Do you think there's going to be dragons in this deck? Well, that's part of your homework to find out. Riders? Well, I don't know. Could there be vehicles? Or could there just be other stuff? Balduk's Army? Well, that one, if you know the card, you probably know what's going on with this one. And Arachnid Theory. What's that going to be about? I don't know. Maybe something with spiders? Bear With Me? Kind of a similar vibe, right? But what's in it? Elves? Okay, that one's a little straightforward. Journey? What's a journey? What makes it a journey? Will you go on a journey? I hope so if you have a vacation. +1? I don't know, man. You got to find out and let me know. Alright, so that's your homework assignment. Take a look at these, try to figure out what's going on with them. If you can't figure it out, if you're having a little bit of a hard time understanding what I was trying to do with all these, go ahead, ask your questions in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Alright? So hopefully with this exercise of designing your own chunky kind of like Jumpstart Cube, it kind of gets the juice flowing in your brain, and hopefully this kind of enables you to kind of get a jump start into deck building. All right. And if you need help with anything, you can always reach out to me on the comments, or you can reach out to me on Bluesky, which will be linked in the video's description. I don't use X, I don't use Twitter, for many reasons. So you can always reach me on Bluesky. That's enough for me now, Planeswalkers. I hope it helped you out. And until next time, the next thing I'll probably do is... let's take a quick look. Probably not here, but on a different website. I have a couple of different cubes. I have to go find my account info and log into it. But next time, as the next deck building exercise, we're gonna talk about designing your own cube. So it's gonna expand upon the idea of making a deck out of an idea or a theme, and then doing it on a larger scale. Okay. So until then, just do your homework, stay in touch, let me know if you have questions, and then we'll go into the next video. Okay, that's enough for me now, Planeswalkers. I'll catch you in the multiverse. See you next time.